Welcome back to the Fantasy Pros YouTube channel. My name is Andrew Erickson, and today we're going to be breaking down my top 10 breakout candidates for the upcoming fantasy football season. But first, we need to announce the winner of the autographed Gabriel Davis jersey, courtesy of PristineAuction.com, Carl Noel. Please get in touch with our customer support agents at mailbag@fantasypros.com with your mailing address and proof of your subscription to the Fantasy Pros channel, and we will get that jersey shipped out to you. Again, the winner is Carl Noel. Congratulations. Now that we've got that squared away, let's go ahead and give away another jersey. That's right. If you want a chance to win a signed Marquez Valdez-Scantling Kansas City Chiefs jersey, courtesy of our friends at Pristine Auction, you need to subscribe to the Fantasy Pros YouTube channel right now, comment below on this video, and that's it. We will be announcing a winner right here on the channel. So make sure to turn on those notifications so you can be alerted when new episodes are up and to claim your prize. Now, let's get back to those top 10 breakout candidates. Let's go. Number 10, David Njoku, tight end, Cleveland Browns. Njoku set career highs in PFF grade, yards per route run, and yards after the catch per reception in 2021. Njoku's awesome year resulted in a fat new contract, setting up nicely to play a focal point in the Browns offense. And even without Deshaun Watson to start the year, I still expect Njoku to put up numbers. Jacoby Brissett's tight ends, while playing for the Colts, often led the team in targets and receptions. Cleveland offense ranked top 3 in target share to tight ends over the last 2 seasons. With a top 10 tight end finish on Njoku's resume, a path to targets, and a quarterback upgrade waiting in the wings, the uber-athletic tight end is slated for the moon in 2022. Number 9, Trey Lance, quarterback, San Francisco 49ers. Lance only started 2 games as a rookie, but flashed the rushing prowess that excited fantasy managers during last year's draft season. The 49ers' first-year signal caller averaged 22.4 expected fantasy points per game, which was good for QB4 last year, and 60 rushing yards per game. He averaged 54 rushing yards per game in his 3 games played with at least a 50% snap share, and finished as a top 20 quarterback in all contests. The rushing mark was the highest ever by a rookie quarterback. With the strong supporting cast around him, a bazooka for an arm, and the QB1 role finally his own, Lance is set to light fantasy football ablaze next season. Number 8, wide receiver Kadarius Toney, New York Giants. Kadarius Toney flashed future target magnet potential after posting 2.14 yards per route run and commanding a 25% target rate per route run in 2021, tied for 7th best in the NFL. His 92nd percentile PFF receiving grade versus single coverage suggests that Toney can win wherever he lines up. There's no denying that Toney's flashes of brilliant play came in short supply last year, and the Giants' offense might still be below average even with upgrades across the offensive line and coaching personnel with Daniel Jones under center. But that's all factored into Toney's wide receiver 4 ADP. Buy the dip. Number 7, wide receiver Rashad Bateman, Baltimore Ravens. Bateman flashed elite talent on a per-target efficiency basis last season, compiling over 500 receiving yards on fewer than 70 targets during his rookie year. The only first-round rookie wide receiver to accomplish that feat since 2010 is Brandon Cooks, arguably the NFL's most underrated wide receiver. Entering 2021, Bateman has the opportunity to step in and be the true number 1 wide receiver for Lamar Jackson. With Marquise Brown's 23% target share departure, Bateman can seize a massive role for fantasy. Number 6, running back Ramondre Stevenson, New England Patriots. Stevenson experienced a very successful rookie year that should not be overlooked. After fully escaping the Bill Belichick doghouse in Week 9, Stevenson earned top grades across the board. He was PFF's 3rd highest graded running back. He also ranked 13th in rushing yards and yards per route run. For fantasy, the rookie running back was the RB25 in total points scored, 8 spots behind his backfield teammate Damian Harris. Stevenson and Harris would go on to split touches nearly 50-50 in the team's remaining 7 games. In the 6th game they played together, Stevenson slightly edged out Harris in expected fantasy points per game with more favorable usage. With impressive reports coming out of Foxborough as a receiver, Stevenson is a dark horse to see an expanded role on 3rd downs with James White returning from a hip injury. The second-year back needs to be a priority target as the draft slips into the double-digit rounds. He was PFF's highest-graded rookie running back last year, putting him into a tier with the likes of Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, Nick Chubb, and Alvin Kamara since 2017. All those running backs were top 8 fantasy running backs in their second seasons. Number 5, wide receiver Elijah Moore, New York Jets. Elijah Moore remains one of my favorite wide receiver breakout candidates, being drafted outside the top 30 because the talent is so intoxicating. The Jets slot receiver was the wide receiver 2 overall during his last stretch of 6 games played, despite catching passes from a hodgepodge quarterback carousel of Mike White, Zach Wilson, and Josh Johnson. His 16.1 fantasy points per game would rank 5th had he continued the production for the remainder of the season. Not to mention, the Jets rookie wide receiver finished as a wide receiver 1 in 27% of his games. superior to DK Metcalf, Terry McLaurin, Michael Pittman, AJ Brown, and Stephon Diggs. If Moore can emerge as the Jets' #1 wide receiver based on his 24% target rate per route run, the Ole Miss product is slated for the moon. Jets wide receiver last season between Corey Davis, Braxton Berrios, and Moore averaged a 24% target share. It's up for the taking for Moore to take a giant leap in year 2. Number 4, Travis Etienne, running back, Jacksonville Jaguars. When James Robinson attempted to come back from a torn Achilles suffered on December 26th, Etienne figures to be the featured back after a lost rookie season. During his final year as a Clemson Tiger, he led the country in receiving yards, ranked second in receptions among running backs. Etienne also racked up the most rushing attempts of 20-plus yards from 2018 to 2019, and most carries inside the 5-yard line among FBS running backs. With an explosive pass-catching skill set and underrated track record of red zone usage with his former college quarterback, Etienne checks off the requisite boxes of a fantasy RB poised to make noise next year, and he can be obtained for the suppressed price of a back-end fantasy RB2. An RB2 with massive upside seems like Etienne's floor, considering Robinson finished 23rd at the position last year amid much poor circumstances. That's even factoring if Doug Peterson deploys a slight running back by committee. Darren Sproles and Miles Sanders saw awesome receiving roles in the Peterson offense in Philly. Sanders was the RB15 as a rookie on just a 53% snap share. I'm taking the over on that snap share for Etienne in 2022. Number 3, Gabriel Davis, wide receiver, Buffalo Bills. Buy the Davis breakout. Even after running 200 fewer routes than Sanders and Beasley, Davis has the second highest wide receiver 3 finish rate on the Bills. Beasley and Sanders also combined for more top 12 finishes than Stephon Diggs last season, which just showcases the weekly fantasy ceiling within reach for Davis. Don't forget the Bills wideout averaged 19.8 fantasy points per game in his last 6 as a full-time starter. And while playing on a limited snap share, Davis ranks top 5 in the NFL in total end zone targets over the past 2 seasons. And from week 10 onward, Davis ranked 4th in PFF receiving grade, 11th in yards per route run, and wide receiver 25 in total fantasy points and on a per game basis. A starting role should increase his floor, while his fantasy ceiling remains sky high in a high-powered offense. Number 2, Cam Akers, running back, Los Angeles Rams. There's simply too much emphasis placed on Cam Akers' poor production at the tail end of 2021, 2.4 yards per carry, amid a juggernaut of tough run defenses that no Rams running back could run efficiently against. 95% of rushing yards came after contact for Akers in 2021, the highest mark in the NFL. Touch volume is the key driver of fantasy success at running back, and in the Rams' divisional playoff win versus the Bucs, Akers played 81% of the snaps and outtouched Sony Michel 27-3. I expect the now 100% healthy Akers to be dialed in as a top running back in Sean McVay's 1 RB offense, where the team's lead back averages over 20 touches per game. Darrell Henderson proves he's nothing more than a replaceable running back as a backup. Not to mention, Akers has got easy path to double-digit touchdowns after Henderson and Sony Michel combined for the second most red zone touches among running backs last season. But they also had the lowest rushing touchdown rate of any team. They ranked top 8 in that category the 3 seasons prior. Positive rushing touchdown regression is coming for Cam Akers. And number 1, no surprises here, folks. Courtland Sutton, wide receiver, Denver Broncos. Based on Sutton's track record of commanding targets near the pylon, I fully expect him to emerge as Russell Wilson's go-to red zone target. He led the Broncos in red zone targets in 2021 and led all wide receivers in target rate inside the 10-yard line in 2019. Wilson has an affinity for attacking receivers in the red zone. A Seattle wide receiver has finished top 5 in red zone targets for 3 straight seasons. Seattle's been a top 5 in terms of touchdown passing conversion rate the past 3 years, and new head coach Nathaniel Hackett orchestrated an offense that ranked top 3 in passing TD rate in Green Bay the past 2 seasons. Simply put, the pairing between Wilson and Sutton could not be better for 2022, and I'm not afraid to go all in and declare that Sutton will be this year's Cooper Kupp and lead the NFL in red zone targets. Because as bad as Sutton was at times last season, he still posted just as many boom games and as many air yards as Russell Wilson's old number 1 wide receiver, DK Metcalf. That ties a bow on the top 10 breakout candidates for the upcoming fantasy football season. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like, subscribe, and share with all your non-league mate friends. And be sure to enter into our signed Marquez Valdez-Scantling jersey giveaway, courtesy of our friends at Pristine Auction. Just subscribe, comment, and you are good to go. Again, I am Andrew Erickson. I hope you guys have a great day and enjoy fantasy football season.
Thanks for tuning in to the Fantasy Pros YouTube channel. Don't forget to check out our featured videos. And while you're at it, make sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at FantasyPros, so you can get the latest news and updates to give you the edge you need in your fantasy league.